I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that one of the things that I enjoy shopping for the least is jeans. I feel like it can be really tricky figuring out your right size and brands, the right fit, the right wash, and I really wanted to decode and demystify the entire shopping process so that it can make it easier for you, especially if you are relying on shopping online for the most part. So in this video, I'll be breaking down 4 simple factors along with showing you how to and tips, in addition to sharing a bit of a review of some of my most worn pairs of jeans. So we're going to get into it with the very first, and the first 2 tips actually focus on measurement points, and this is going to be the inseam and the rise of your jeans. Now, if you're wondering what do these 2 measurements mean, the rise is going to be from the crotch up to the waistband, and then the inseam is going to be from the crotch down to the hem. And those 2 measurements are going to be some of the most important things that you need to rely on when you are shopping for jeans. So when it comes to rise, there is a huge factor that is going to determine what feels best for you, and that's going to be your torso length. Now, I have actually done a short, which I will try and link down below, but I'm going to show you a very simple how-to guide to figuring out whether you have a short torso, a long torso, or an average torso. It's worth noting that this method isn't foolproof, but it's a really good guide, and I will share a link also down below where you can actually find the math and you can figure it out so you know for sure. But essentially what you can do is you can take both palms of your hand, you're going to tuck one straight up under your bust, and then you're going to tuck the other hand underneath, and you're going to see where your pinky falls. Now, if your pinky falls above your belly button, like mine does, that means you've got a long torso. If your pinky is just kissing or ever so slightly covering the top of your belly button, then that means you have a regular length torso. If your belly button is completely covered by your palms, that means you have a shorter torso. So what this means in practice is that what is a high rise, a mid rise, or a low rise for you is going to vary dramatically. And that is why when you see a pair of jeans that say that they're high rise, if you're someone with a longer torso, you actually may find that they're more of a mid rise on you. So I would determine low rise as something that sits on the hips, a mid rise is something that comes to the belly button, it doesn't actually conceal the belly button, and then a high rise is something that completely covers your belly button. Now, the easiest way to figure out what your ideal rise is to actually find a pair of jeans that you own, that you love the way they fit and where they sit on your waist, and then take that measurement from the crotch seam up to the waistband. I'll show you how to do this on screen. It's very, very simple. Now you can use this measurement when you are shopping online, or even just take a tape measure with you in store and you can do a quick measurement before you even go to the change room. Now, that second measurement I mentioned is the inseam. And again, this is a really important one because just because you're tall, it doesn't mean that you're going to have long legs. And just because you're short doesn't mean that you have short legs. I know people shorter than me who have longer legs than I do just because of my basic proportions. I'm going to have a little clip of how you measure your inseam, but essentially you're going to measure from your crotch all the way down to the ground. Now that's going to be your full length measurement if you want to have your jeans or even your trousers touching the ground. If you want to opt for more of a crop style, my personal preference is to go for a crop that hits you just on the ankle bone, because when you go to sit down, the jeans or the trousers aren't going to rise too much and expose too much of your shins. And I find that this is a really flattering point in terms of highlighting the narrowest part of your leg. So based on the measuring tape, I can see that my full length inseam is about 29 inches and then my ankle length inseam is about 27. So I'm going to be keeping that in mind when I'm shopping online, or I can even keep this in mind when I am shopping in person as well if I've got my measuring tape with me. And this means that if I'm buying a pair of jeans that have an inseam longer than 29 inches, they're going to puddle considerably on the floor, or I'm going to have to get them altered. The next thing to keep in mind when you're buying jeans is to think about the cut and what type of cut you want and how you're actually going to style that as part of your outfits. I feel like right now, probably the most popular denim style is a straight leg. We've really gone back to the 90s. So something that's going to be cut straight all the way from the hip down to your ankle. This is definitely the style that I have been wearing a lot of recently. Next, we have the wide leg jean, which I think is universally flattering because it does exactly the same thing as an A-line skirt. It's going to pinch in at the waist and then it's flared through the legs with a lot of dramatic volume, which we love. Basically, it's doing the same thing as a palazzo pant, but in denim format, which means it has a lot more structure to it. If you're looking for something with an interesting shape, I really like the barrel leg. There's also a lot of that horseshoe leg style. This is not going to be for everybody, but it has this really interesting curved design toward the ankle. Finally, we have the classic skinny jean, which was everybody's favorite for a very, very long time, especially if you're a millennial like me. And I personally find that these are worn best when you have something that is a little bit looser on top, so you can really balance out your proportions. The final thing that you need to be thinking about when you're buying jeans is the wash, and there's a few reasons why. The first is actually from a seasonality standpoint. So if you think about when you are picking things to wear from your wardrobe, typically in the cooler months, we tend to gravitate towards those more dramatic, deep, kind of quite moody colors, whereas in the summer months we lighten things up a little bit. We go for a slightly brighter, more playful, kind of energetic color palette, and I feel like that's quite often reflected also in the jeans that we wear depending on what time of year we're reaching for them. So for example, this particular pair of jeans that I have here is in a faded blue wash, just kind of that typical Levi's 501 moment. And personally, I tend to think of these more as a transitional season jean or something to wear in the summer on those slightly cooler days because it has that lighter wash. White denim can definitely have the same vibe as well, but I do really like this with a big oversized white knit in the winter time as well, and a white boot for that full-on monochromatic moment. But you can see where I'm going with this and why I feel like these are a little bit more seasonally appropriate when it is warmer. Then in the cooler months, I'm reaching for those deeper, darker colors in my denim wardrobe. Something like this that has a real depth of color to it, a lot of saturation in the hue, maybe even a really lovely wash black as well. Again, I do wear these interchangeably, but it's more so when I gravitate towards them the most. So that's one aspect. Then the other thing is, what sort of formality level are you trying to convey with your jeans? Because you'll find that certain washes, again, they have a sense of casualness, a sense of ease to them, where others tend to read a little bit more dressed up. It's why often when you are watching videos and they're talking about denim that you can wear to the office, it's always a dark rinse because it just looks a little bit more formal. So something like these wide leg jeans here, they're a really deep indigo wash, and to me they just feel a little bit more dressed up than say these jeans here. Ignore the kind of ripped element of these, but consider more so the wash. When you look at them side by side, if you were picking a pair of jeans to maybe go out in the evening paired with a little black silk camisole or something, which pair would you reach for? I know for me it would hands down be these ones here. Whereas I know I just mentioned these ones before, but again, when I look at this particular wash, it is really kind of faded, washed out, bleached out, and it just feels very chill to me. So this isn't really going to be a pair of jeans that I'm reaching for if I'm wearing denim on an evening out or for more of a dressed up event. So those are the 4 key pillars you need to keep in mind when you're buying jeans, and I hope that was really helpful. I thought I'd just quickly run through some of the jeans that I've got here, as well as some outfit inspo. If you find that helpful, I'll show you the different rise as well on me in case that is useful for you. But first pair we've got off the rack are these ones here from Nothing Written. These ones are more of a mid-rise on me. I believe they come up just underneath my belly button. They're a cropped pant, and they have that kind of workman style pant effect here, the carpenter element, which I really, really like, but very, very chic and something I tend to like for more of that winter white sort of a vibe. Then we have your classic Levi's ribcage jeans. Now, I mention this quite a lot, but I feel like Levi's is a really great brand if you are looking for one that is reasonably affordable but high quality, built to last, because I've had just nothing but the best experience with Levi's denim. I used to like their wedgie jean, but what I realized was the rise was actually nowhere near high enough. I love the ribcage because this is a true high rise on me, and that is what I really feel most comfortable in. These do come in a variety of leg lengths as well. So I have got the regular 29-inch here, which is a full length jean on me. I also have the 27-inch inseam, which I'll show you a cutaway of. And if you are taller, they do a full length version as well, which I think is 31-inch inseam. Another really good classic and also another really affordable pair are these ones from Weekday. These are, I think, the highest rise jeans that I own, and I really, really love these. If you have a long torso, these are a great pair of straight leg jeans to have. They also come in varying leg lengths. I will say that between washes, the sizing does differ, so you kind of need to try 2 sizes. I wear a size down from my regular just to get a really nice snatched effect at the waist, but if you want them to fit a little bit looser, then I recommend just going with your usual size for the most part. The pair of jeans I get asked the most questions about are these ones from Minima Essentials, and these are really only available if you live in Australia or New Zealand, so I'm very sorry. They've updated them this season, so they actually don't have the distressed hem anymore, but I really love the kind of deeply, richly saturated hue of this denim. They're a really good winter jean for me. Final straight leg pair that I wanted to share are these ones from Everlane. These ones are their Way Hygiene, so these are a true high rise on me. Actually, same with the Minimum Essentials, those are both true high rise on me. I actually got these before that, so they only had one leg length, and they're a cropped style. They have the distressing, the denim is really, really comfortable, and again, I think Everlane is a great brand for denim. I think they do it really, really well. There's always lots of fun washes. I mean, personally, I love the fact that these ones are a little bit distressed. They look a bit aged. Then we have a couple of wide leg jeans, and the Sailor jeans from Koto. I mean, if you have not come across these yet, you really need to check them out. Koto is a really great eco-conscious brand based in New Zealand. They've made this point since establishing to never use any plastic, so they don't use any plastic buttons, and actually a lot of their items use ties to fasten, which is really creative. These are a true high rise on me. They do fit on the larger side. I'm a 26 and I wear these in an extra small, and I still have a little bit of room at the waist. They're a button fly actually, which is a lot less common. I would say most of the jeans I've got here are a zip fly, and they have that really nice full length through the leg. They come in a few different colors too, and I love wearing these because they just feel like I'm bringing the drama. They have this real kind of costume element to them for me when I put them on, and I love that. I feel like I'm really dressing up for the day. Next two pair of jeans are both from Madewell. This pair is a straight leg style. It is also cropped and it has the cut off distressed hem. On me, this is mid-rise, and in this kind of lighter blue wash, it definitely feels like more of a spring summer silhouette for me. The final two pairs I want to share are both skinny jeans. So I've got one in this really lovely ecru, and then the other pair in a faded black. These are Madewell and they're a high rise. I like the fact that the skinny jean, it comes to the top of my ankle bone, and actually I realized quite a few of my skinny jeans were just a little bit too short for me, so also too small if I'm honest, but these are so stretchy, so comfortable. It's like wearing a second skin. I personally really love to wear these with a big oversized sweater. I got one from Jenny Kane that works really well because it covers my hips. I find with a skinny jean, because I am pear-shaped, it really does kind of highlight my hips and how much wider they are, especially if I have something a little bit more fitted on the top. Then my other pair of skinny jeans are these Everlane ones, which I've had for a really, really long time. I want to say about 5 years. These have the button fly, which is really interesting because it's exposed as opposed to being concealed. So I quite like that because it adds something different to my outfits. These ones again hit me just at that ankle bone, the perfect length for a skinny jean if you ask me. I personally don't like when they scrunch up too much over the ankle because it just adds a lot of volume there, and I personally want to highlight the fact that my ankles are the smallest part of my leg. So these ones are absolutely fab, and just like the Madewell ones, they feel like a second skin because they are so unbelievably stretchy. So that rounds out this video, a really easy how-to guide to finding the right denim for you that you are going to feel absolutely amazing in, as well as a little bit of a mini overview of some of my favorite pairs of jeans. I really hope that you enjoyed this, that you got some value out of it, you learned something new, and if you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, more styling videos, more reviews, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the bell if you want to get notified when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. I'm always just eternally grateful. I hope that you have the best week ahead, and I will see you very soon with a new one. Thanks for watching. Bye.